So Claiborne Farm has been here for hundreds of years. It obviously hasn't been the name Claiborne, but the house I currently live in was built in 1790, which is 2 years before Kentucky was even called a state. So, you know, my parents' house was built in 1865. Daniel Boone probably trod across our farm at some point or another. We've had chickens, horses, cattle, pigs. We've grown tobacco and corn. So it's been an agricultural piece of property for a very, very long time. My great-grandfather, Arthur B. Hancock Sr., his wife inherited the land that was current day Claiborne Farm back in 1910. It was then followed by his son, Bull Hancock, which is my grandfather. He took over the reins in, say, the 40s. And then in 1972, he passed away, and my dad, Seth, he took over the farm at that point and ran it for over 40 years. And then I took over in 2014. So that's been the succession of the Hancocks throughout the years. I'm fourth generation to run Claiborne Farm. I'm fifth generation horseman, I say. So my great-grandfather and my grandfather, Bull, they imported a lot of stallions from Europe, and it really kind of revitalized the thoroughbred breed in America by bringing in a lot of European blood and pedigrees that obviously were outcrosses to a lot of American breeding. You know, and then through the years, the stallions that we've had, Nijinsky, Mr. Prospector, Bold Ruler, Secretariat, you know, I always feel bad when when people ask me to name the most influential ones, because there's not just 3 or 4, there's probably 9 or 10. So they all had played a big integral role in Claiborne's success throughout the years, and you know, that's kind of what we're known for. So the first horse I truly remember was probably Pulpit. And I remember when he won, we all got dressed up, we went to the bluegrass and he won. And that was one of the first horses I really remember. And kind of, I was old enough at that point, I think I was 8, to understand the situation and what was going on and how big of a deal it actually was. You know, and then obviously Blame's probably my all-time favorite horse. Him winning the Breeders' Cup Classic kind of culminated his awesome career, but I actually worked with him as a yearling. He was in my barn that one summer when I worked with the yearling. So I formed a bond with him early on, and he's always held a special place in my heart. Queen Elizabeth came in 1984. She came for the original QE2 Cup race at Keeneland, which ironically my father won with a horse that he owned. But yeah, she came to the farm, and there's a famous picture of her looking at horses in my parents' yard. And you know, with the Netflix show The Crown, they talked about, there was a scene in there where the Queen arrived at Claiborne Farm. So I didn't realize so many people watched that show, because I couldn't tell you how many texts I got asking if that was a true story, to which I'm happily said it was. So, and then, you know, we have 10,000 visitors or so a year that come through the gates and go on our tours. And you know, one day I was driving by the office and John Elway was out front. He had just finished up a tour. So you never know who are on the tours. I'm sure there's plenty of other high-profile people that come. I know a couple years ago I gave Kaylee Cuoco a tour. She's a lead actress in the Big Bang Theory. She's a director and stuff now, so she was fun to be around. So you know, there's plenty of people over the years, but Queen Elizabeth coming in 1984 would be the highlight. Our land here, we have 3,000 acres, and it's all PDF protected, so you'll never see a Walmart in the middle of Claiborne Farm. So to me, that's all obviously reassuring, and to our family as well. It means a lot to us because the land's given us a lot. So as far as families go, you know, we have over 100 employees. We have 2 guys currently on staff that have worked here for over 50 years. We have a lot of brothers and uncles and cousins, and you know, their uncles and grandfathers, they all worked here. So a lot of our employees are multi-generational as well. That kind of mirrors like the family that has ran it for over 110 years. There's always something new and fresh, and it's not a mundane job by any means. It's always a new challenge, it seems like, each day. When you have livestock, there's always things that are going to happen, and you know, there's challenges how to figure it out, how to improve and take care of your horses in a better way. And we've always tried and put the horses first here at Claiborne, and we've always had a simplistic way of doing things, but obviously with times change, you try and remember how your core values, which is the horse, and your simplistic ways, but also moving forward into the future. And maybe trying some new things. I try and stay humble. It's definitely hallowed grounds in the thoroughbred industry. All the greats that have been here, I'm lucky to be a part of it.